Hello? Hello? I guess I do. I guess I could use a haircut, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want it too short. Listen to me. I'm chatting at you. I'm chatting at you like I'm chatting at myself. I have a haircut appointment in about an hour and a half. And yesterday, I had a good hair day, so I'm like, I don't need a haircut. And then today, I'm like, maybe I could do that. Maybe. So, hey, folks. Hey. Oh, let me stretch my back. Everybody, feel free to stretch. Oh. Stretching and getting some good water in us. This is what we do. This is what we do here, okay? Take some time for yourself. Oceanana, nice to see you. Debbie Hummel and Phoenix for Fire and Jen with the X, the Gen X. I love it. Becky R68 says, since this morning I have a garbage bag for the thrift shop. I love it. Coffee does count as water, Phoenix. You had to use coffee to make it. Seriously, I hotten my cup, as the Amish would say back in the day. I am often working off of like one tea bag, and I'll just add the water from my water bottle because it's easier for me to do that. Carla Jane, long time no see, huh? Love hanging out with you, my friend. And user Debbie, nice to see you. Good people. Here we go. Alrighty. Oh, and I love it. I got to share with you guys. I love it when I see folks saying hi to other people. That even though we're on the internet, and I'm in Pennsylvania, and you're in Alabama, and you're in New Hampshire, that people here are connecting. We are like a little neighborhood. We're a little community. Do not underestimate the power of community. Yeah. Another great getting ready for the game kind of day. I love it. I love it. Oceanana says, I sat for an hour with my thoughts and planned for the kitchen and chunked it down and started. Words and music to my ears. So thank you for sharing that. Cash is from Minnesota. I love it. Pardon me, I want to get my little lap blanket. Stretchy Stretchersons. Alrighty. So yeah, making a plan. Let me even start with that. Oceanana just said it, and Carla and I were talking about that too. Decluttering isn't just decluttering the physical items in your home. It is also decluttering your brain. It is making time for the things. It is making space. I used to start with this. This was one of my little, trying to find a little catchphrase, is making space in your life for what's important to you. So think about that. We make space in our homes for things that are important to us. We also should be making space in our schedule, in our time. Making space in your calendar, your daily schedule, your life. Making space, time space for the things that are important for you. Okay? So I share with you that some of this is getting out the calendar, both your yearly and your monthly and your weekly and your daily calendar, and making time for the things that are important to you. And then writing them down and showing up as if you would any other appointment with somebody else. Because when you write things on the calendar, there's something that's ingrained in us as a society to take things on the calendar more seriously than things even just on a random list. So, food for thought. Food for thought. Here's some lunch. It's noontime here in Pennsylvania. Not sure what time it is, so it may be lunchtime food for thought. It may be a ham sandwich. It may be some saltines. Eat what you feel is right. Okay, user 8274, it's nice to see you again as well. Kat Roby, were your ears burning? Carla and I were just talking about you, and we believe you were the 17 pair of sock person. I love it. Kat is saying scheduled Beth blinders. That's what she calls it when I show up doing a TikTok live. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach, destinationdecluttered.com. Get on my mailing list. That being said, I do TikTok lives, and I'm doing now this week more than ever before on the off chance that TikTok goes bye-bye on Sunday. I show up for an hour. So this is a chunk of time in your daily schedule. In this time, you can do whatever you want with it. What are you going to choose to do? Now, Kat Roby has gotten into the habit of what she calls scheduled Beth blinders, SBB. And she makes a plan of what she is going to do with this hour that I show up on TikTok. Now, Kat also writes that down and shares it with us in the comments. These things help you get that stuff done. That kind of social contract of when you share with somebody that you're going to do something, because now you may cheap out on yourself, but if you're going to keep a promise, you might more likely keep a promise to somebody else. So sharing what you want to do with somebody else, external accountability, can help you get stuff done. So this is what Kat does, and it seems to be working to wonderful effect. So Kat checks in and she says, "Hey-o, scheduled Beth Blinders, but meeting went over. Okay, so now wrapping up meeting and running an errand." But that is still doing it, wrapping it up, doing an errand. That's how you're choosing to spend your time. Okay? So I love that. I love that. You've got a plan. Hey, Kat is saying, and who doesn't want some external, not just accountability, but a little external positive feedback? My husband says, Kat's husband says this morning that he loves the way the house feels lately. Little bits. That is a win. That is a win, my dear. And the great thing is, even before he noticed it, you are feeling the difference. That's why you keep on showing up. You know, that's why you keep on showing up. But what I want to offer in that, under that umbrella, okay, because Lady V is saying to Kat, I hope my husband says the same to me soon enough. Do not work for external validation. Do not rely on external validation. If you rely on somebody else's noticing what you do and making you feel good about it, you have given your power away to them. You will only feel good if they notice and comment on it. What I say is external validation of that is secondary. So Kat, Lady V, anybody, I want you to feel good about what you're doing, even if nobody else is saying a word. Start to generate that good feeling in you, because when this generator is doing good, it doesn't have to go outside for that energy. You can self-generate the energy to feel good. Doing it for yourself doesn't mean you're being greedy, but when you start here, it will have a positive ripple effect. Boom, mic drop. Thank you and good night. There we go. Kat Roby says, our wedding song, what a difference a day makes. We know what a difference 5 minutes can make. And literally, even less than 5 minutes. If we sat here for 1 minute and just stared at each other, you've had a staring contest with somebody, you realize how long a minute can feel. This is really counter to that backseat driver voice that often says, I don't have time for that, when you could change your life in a minute. You could change your life in a minute. A decision that takes less than a minute could change your life. Saying hello to that person, picking up that thing, putting that money in the bank as opposed to buying a candy bar. I don't know what it is. But notice those micro minutes that you can choose to do something else. So you don't have to wait until another day. Oh, I'll start tomorrow. You can start today, you know? And I love that. Yeah. Okay, Oceanana. Wow, Beth, yes, do it for yourself first, something I struggle with. That's why I mention it. Okay, and I can see you, Oceanana. You are not invisible. But here's the wonderful thing. If you're not looking for other people to see you, but you're feeling good about what you're doing, they don't matter. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, but you are not relying on them to make you feel good. You can make yourself feel good without them, if you know what I mean. Okay? But yeah, Oceanana, we see you. We know you have worth. You're doing good stuff. Right, everybody? Her real name is Louise. She's really awesome. She's a beautician. She's a kind woman. She has a wonderful New Hampshire accent. And she rocks. So there you go. But what I say is, you can fit, trust me, there's nothing wrong with somebody being thankful that somebody says something nice about you. But I want you to start to feel good about Hood. I want you to start to feel good about yourself. Start practicing that decluttering. Not looking outside for the stuff that's going to be, because that's what clutter is. Think about it. Clutter is the stuff in your house that you buy to make yourself feel good. It's the makeup that you buy. It's the clothing you buy. It's the food and the spatulas to help you live a life that feels good. But when you can generate that energy in you, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you. Okay? Yeah, Leslie M says, I'm glad you said that. I was happy with what I did yesterday during the lives. My hubby didn't even notice. You know what? Sometimes they are oblivious. Maybe if he noticed, he might say something, maybe not. But why give control of your feelings to somebody else? Choose to feel good. Good about Hood. You can feel good. Good about Hood. You can choose to feel good about what you did, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. If you feel good about it, that's all that matters. All right? Ms. Seashell has already sold 3 bags of stuff on the marketplace. Not hot cross buns. What's the one I'm thinking of? 3 bags full? Little fleeces, something like that. One for my money, one for the dame, one to little, there's a rhyme about that. 3 bags full, 3 bags full, 1 a penny. No, that's hot cross buns. I don't have kids, so it's been a really long time since I've said a nursery rhyme, but that's where my head went. Yeah. There we go. Everybody's giving Oceanana some nubbins. Yes, and yes, says damn it, Donna. Change the dialogue and help. Baba Black Sheep. Thank you, Serena. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, y'all are 3 bags full. Thank you. Thank you, guys. But no, and the funny thing is, we get the sheep, and then it's 3 blind mice. It's probably the same tune. See how they run. Na, 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 na. 3 blind mice. I wonder why they were blind. I don't want to find out why they were blind, okay? But this is how my brain works, okay? We have fun here. We have fun. And we get good stuff done. We are unlike those people that say, you need to suffer. You can't have fun. Don't be laughing while you're doing something. You have to be miserable to achieve something. And I say, read between the lines to that. Let's have some fun and get it done and feel good. Let's show those people that want you to suffer that there's another way. All right? Oh, Haley Cakes is checking in. Attendance check. Chook. I love it. Now, I do these TikTok lives, and a lot of you know, but here is a thing. I love this. Haley is tuning in, and she has a huge hamper of unclean, unmatched socks. Okay, Haley, what's your destination? And did you read that I put all these lives on my calendar? I love it. Thank you. Notice that when you put something in your calendar, you're more likely to show up for it. Okay, so Haley Cakes, let's even do this. You have a bunch of unmatched socks. What do you want your destination to be? What is it? Is it matched socks? Is it throwing away all the socks? Is it unraveling them and knitting a sweater from them? What would you like to do? Yes, but here, before you start, just articulate your destination. This is a thing we all should do. What am I aiming for? What is my goal? Because if you don't know what your destination is, you don't know when you got there yet. Perfect. Chef's kiss. Haley is saying, match the socks and put the matched socks where it belongs. There. Now you know what you're aiming for. Socks that match and socks that match put away where they belong. Boom. Now you know when it's done. You have a checklist. You have socks matched, check. You have socks matched that are checked and put away, check. And then you can feel good about Hood. Yeah. Now, Sconson is saying, I gave up on all the one socks, just tossed them and bought a few new pairs. I did the same for myself. And here's a funny thing I will share with you. When I was putting on my socks this morning, I have some that I said, I know what I'll do. I'll buy all the same kinds of socks. So it's easy to match them up. But some of them washed differently than others. Some shrunk differently. So now it's not easy to match them up. Now, the interesting thing is I also have some socks that I tend to wear like in the spring and summer. They're shorter that I got from Target that have different colors on them. Those are so much easier to match up. So I offer to you, just from my experience, when you go to buy new socks, Is there going to be an easy way that you can match them up? Also, when you know that there's an easy way to match them up, you also know when you only have one sock, you're looking for, oh, I got to find my other sock with the purple band on it. Okay? So, decluttering is getting rid of, is letting go of, is getting things out of your home and life and head that you just don't want anymore, that are not serving you. One sock doesn't really work. A pair of socks is really where it's at. Okay, Therapy Gal Sue started feeling the blues settling in from all happening in the world. Planned decluttering helped. Yes, you guys. The world is going to make us feel horrible. Let's not let it. I'm not saying you're ignoring what's going on. What I'm saying is you are in control of how you feel, and when you feel better, you will do better for yourself and other people. This TikTok Live right here, this TikTok Live right here is a perfect example of that. You are here on this TikTok Live because I was feeling overwhelmed by the world on Sunday. And I realized I didn't like that feeling. And I was shutting down, and I was feeling bad, and I just wanted to curl up in a ball in bed. And I said, you know what? I don't like this feeling. I don't like feeling like somebody else is making me feel bad. So I said, fuck that shit. What am I going to do? And so I said, if TikTok is going away, I want to be there as much as possible. What can I do to do that? Well, I can look at my calendar, and I can see my time, and I can schedule. Why can't I? I usually only show up for one TikTok Live. Who says I can't show up for more than one TikTok Live a day? No one. I can show up for TikTok Lives as much as I want. And balancing it out, I got out of victim mode and into action mode. And when I did that, look, it's having a positive ripple effect on the world. Okay? So yay, Therapy Gal Sue, for taking some action to make yourself feel better. I love it. Now back to the socks. Lynn is saying, I have heard to safety pin socks together before washing. Easier said than done. You're right. Many things, including things I say all the time, are totally easier said than done. But just because it's easier to say it than to do it doesn't mean doing it is that difficult. You know? I share this because crap, you know what, Lynn Berger, you're so right. Had I thought of that, had I had that idea in my head when I bought these brand new pairs of socks that all matched, I might have gotten into the habit of that. Right now even, I'm thinking, oh, I could move my little plastic thing from Hebert's Candies with my safety pins in it. I could actually have that closer to the where my socks go into the hamper, so I could pin them up right then. Now, I think the socks I have now aren't really matchy-matchy, but I might try that, so thank you for the help. That's a good idea. Notice, just because it's easy to say it doesn't mean it's hard to do it. So try it. You may like it. Yeah. Now, Lynn Berger says, Therapy Gal Sue, we stopped watching so much news and feel better. Okay, now I'm not saying be oblivious, but what I'm saying is you can do things to make the world better. Look at all the positive things people are doing to get TikTok back. Look at how people are showing up to fight for the world they want, not necessarily the world that's coming down the pike. Okay? Gen X is offering, again, we're going from the deep end until the shallow end. I use a Delicates bag for the socks to keep them together. Again, Gen X, see, I show up as the decluttering life coach, and yet we are all a community here. In the club, we all fam, right? Is that still cool, kids? Is that what the kiddos are still saying? I use a Delicates bag for my underpants because I spent a lot of money on them. Not a lot of money, but more than I ever did, and I want to make sure that they don't get all stretched out. It never occurred to me to use socks, but still, socks to me, I still want to matchy them. But good idea. There we go. Yep, Lynn Berger's saying a mesh bag, that could be doing it. Everybody, this is going to be, when I write this down, okay, so this is funny. When I upload this TikTok Live, I'm going to be like, this was the sock episode. The sock episode. When I upload these to Destination Decluttered on YouTube, which I already have started to do. And I'm pretty much very on top of that. I got to say so myself. Yes, we've got a cute, cool little community out here. And look at why our community right here at TikTok, Destination Decluttered, and elsewhere, like on the mailing list, why it's so cool. We show up and we are kind. We are respectful. We listen to people. We show up with our hearts. We offer, even if we're struggling with clutter ourselves, we may have something that can help somebody else. We collaborate. We stop, collaborate, and listen. Okay? It's not I'm the boss and you are all down there. No, we are all in it together. In the club, we all fam. Okay? Notice what makes a good community here. By extension, wouldn't that make a good community out there? So being a good community member in here and then scaling it is kind of the same thing. Allowing people to talk, not interrupting them. Hearing them and understanding where they're coming from and not pushing your own agenda. So I could get into that, but I won't because we have good time together. Okay? Yes, Ice Ice Baby. I am telling you, that song ends up being, because I'm like, if you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. I rue the day. Like, how funny is it that I feel like one of my many theme songs here on Destination Decluttered is going to be Ice Ice Baby. You know, it seriously is. Because it is. It's stop. Everybody, stop what you're doing that's unhelpful. Collaborate. Ask yourself, what do I want instead? And then listen for your answer. My God, that Mr. Ice Ice Baby, Mr. Vanilla Ice, I almost called him Mr. White because I was thinking vanilla. That Mr. Ice, that Mr. Ice Ice Baby, he really had some profound ideas. I may actually have to Google the lyrics for that. You know? So, I won't do it now. See, notice, I could easily get distracted. Oh, that's a great idea. No. My focus here right now for the next 40x minutes is you. Is you and us together while we have the time together here on TikTok. This is another real good, important life lesson. So let me hit you with this. We only have right now, in this TikTok Live, we have a certain amount of time. Scaling that up, you and I have a certain amount of time on the planet. So between the next 37 minutes and however many times, what are some things that you could do today on this TikTok Live that would help you live more of that kind of decluttered life you want? Notice, I stopped what I was doing. I want you to collaborate with me. Listen to what I just said. Then listen to what your soul is saying and then write it down. Write down, stop what you're doing right now and just ask yourself, what could I do within the next, I keep on trying to do the math in my head, 36 minutes. What could I do in the next 36 minutes that would make me feeling better because I'm less cluttered when this TikTok Live shuts off at 1 o'clock? Okay? Write that down, all right? Write that down. Now, Jennifer's saying, start with SS, the other places I can follow you. Really, really simple. I keep it simple. I decluttered. Robin, you did not miss me. I'm going to be here for another like 35 minutes. Do not worry. And I don't want anybody to worry about anything. Worry is a feeling of fear. I don't like that. So this is why I'm showing up so much and I'm repeating myself so much. So you do not have to feel the feeling of fear and worry that you won't be able to find me if TikTok is no longer here. Mailing list, mailing list, mailing list. Okay? Mailing list is destinationdecluttered.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, email address, hit submit, you're done. That's all you have to do. Then you don't have to worry about losing connection with me because you have connected with me because now I have your email. Okay? I hope that helps. Hey, this is fun. Carla Jane, look at there. I moved the Christmas wrapping paper into a closet and found my calendar. We were just talking about calendars, and I'm going like this because I have a big calendar in front of me right here. I'm experimenting with a big calendar on my wall here as opposed to my map of the US that I had. I changed it up for the year. I'm going to see how it goes. Okay? A Wild, I'm glad you signed up for the mailing list and you're getting the emails and you find them informative. Yeah, I will share with y'all. I will not spam you. No. I try really hard to not spam you. Because spam to me is a message you don't want that only serves me. No, the only time I mail something to you, email-wise and otherwise, is when I have something good to share. So, like yesterday, for example, I sent out a big email with a bunch of stuff on it, but everything in there, I thought, they will want to know this. This might be helpful to them. They will know what's going on with Destination Decluttered, you know? And so I sent that out. I also sent it out so you didn't worry when next week you will not see me. You won't see me, you won't see me, you won't see me. No. But that's okay. It's not like I got abducted by ninjas, okay? I am going traveling. I am going what I like to just generally blanket statement call off the digital grid. When you know that I've said that, you can trust that even if you don't know where I'm going someplace I enjoy because I enjoy traveling, okay? So I sent you some really good stuff. The people who sign up today, I'll send you that same email because it still applies. All right? And A Wild is saying, thanks. I got some decluttering done during last night's live. Awesome. Robin is saying she's on the mailing list. You've been to the parties because we have declutter parties on Zoom. And also, sorry, I distracted myself up here. Been to the parties and following you on YouTube. Yes. So here's how it's going to go. Notice how I'm looking down the road. I'm not allowing myself to get freaked out by the upcoming stuff that's coming up, kind of that I'm driving towards. Every day we're getting closer to the 19th and the 20th. I have plans for both. My plans are this. Now, I'm going to be out of the pocket just in general. If I weren't, I would just be doing this a lot sooner, but hear me out. When I return from my trip, if TikTok is here, I will totally be showing up on TikTok again. If TikTok is not here, I will be showing up on YouTube. That is my initial plan. When and where when I show up on either, where I'm going to show up and when I show up is a schedule, is a decision I need to make based on what is available to me when I come home on the 28th or 29th or something. When I figure out the situation 10 weeks from now, 10 days from now, thereabouts, 2 weeks from now, when I see what's going on up then I will make a decision. When I make a decision of where I'm going to be and when, I send out an email to you guys. So you do not have to worry. There is a plan in place. Okay? I hope that helps. In the meantime, I also take care of you. I don't want you spinning out and all freaked out about clutter in the 10 weeks when I'm away. 10 weeks. I keep Freudian slip, huh? I would get bored if I was away for 10 weeks. I'd want to come back and do stuff. That's just me. The 10 days I'm away, let's say. I don't want you being like, well, I can't declutter. Beth's not on TikTok Live. There we go. Guess I'm going to just sit here. No. You guys, seriously. Pardon me as I stretch. Anybody? Feel free to stretch with me. Stretching is good. Stretching is good. I have uploaded so many, over 500 TikTok Live recordings, hour-long TikTok Live recordings to the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. And that is so when you want to declutter and I'm not around, you can still have me there kind of keeping you encouraged and motivated and entertained in the background. Okay? So, yeah. And I appreciate Power Dreamer saying, thanks for all the content on YouTube. That will get us through until you return. Thank you for reminding me to mention that. Okay? So notice that. That's what I do. I take care of my people. Take care of yourself the way I take care of you. Stretch. Hydrate. Be kind to yourself. All right? And yay, Claire says, appreciate this mental wellness pep topic and signed up for the newsletter. Awesome. In the meantime, though, that's the plan for the future. That's the future. Today is today. Right now is 12:31 Eastern, and I will be on TikTok Live until 1 p.m. Eastern. So I say to you, in this 29-minute window, what can you do to make yourself decluttered in the next half hour? Anything you do that declutters in this half hour is decluttering. I am trying to say this to you to encourage you to just get started. Look what happened here. Check this out. What was it? Just a few moments ago up thread? It seems like just yesterday. Haley Cakes was talking about her socks being all mismatched. Right now, she started something. I started something. She started. Now, she's at where she has 20 pairs of socks together. Every little bit helps, people. How is your sock drawer? Here's a funny thing, Gen Xers. It's 12:32. Do you know where your sock drawer is? What's going on with your socks? Could you pull some socks out of your drawer right now and play matchy-matchy in the next 28 minutes? Okay? If you did, I guarantee you, like Paul Prudhomme back in those Cajun spice days, I guarantee that you would have some matched up socks. You would also maybe say, ooh, I don't want those socks. They have holes in them. And you might throw them away or put them in a bag to recycle fabrics or something like that. Oh, I love this. Carol Ann keeps hers in iPhone boxes. That's awesome. Mary cuffs her socks together. I do the cuffing of the socks together too. Does everybody know if I came over, and I don't judge you, if you opened up and this is where I want you to think of when we talk about how things look and how they function and feel. If you opened up your sock drawer and looked into it, how would you feel? Would you feel good? Good about hood? Or would you feel, ugh? Would you easily be able to find and grab with your hands a pair of socks that matched and felt good on your feet? If the answer is yes, awesome. But the answer is no, okay, then you can do something about it. Now, Rita, this is an interesting thing because Rita is saying, I have too many socks. 98% are matching, but notice, still has the feeling of too many. Okay? Gen X would feel overwhelmed. Gen X would feel overwhelmed. So notice what overwhelms you. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, from an unopened bag of new socks. Okay, somebody got some as gifts. So ask yourself, if I opened up, you can even imagine it. Imagine opening up your sock drawer. How you feel? How you feeling? How you doing? They were saying that last night. There we go. Now here's something really cool. Oceanana says, I would feel great about the inside of the drawer. Looks great and organized. Rock on. Check mark. You don't have to worry about that. Shut that drawer, open up another drawer. Lather, rinse, repeat. Now Rita is noticing. Here's a fun thing. Sometimes I like to involve math because it can really be an eye-opener. Rita is saying 98 pairs of socks, the entire drawer feels like too much. Rita, you have 3 months worth of socks in your drawer if you truly have 98 pair. So you could conceivably never repeat a pair of socks. Why don't you experiment with that? Experiment with it. I do this sometimes with my clothing. Experiment. Start today. This is what I would do. Start today, pick out a pair of socks. Wear those socks. If you still like them, well, I'll back up. Wash them. Maybe you take a tip from above, and you I almost said staple. You safety pin them together so they're matchy-matchy. Maybe you don't. When you, hear me out, when you wear those socks and they go through the laundry, do not put them back in your sock drawer. Put them somewhere else. Put them in a plastic bag. And then the next day, you pull a pair of socks from the drawer. Don't play a game where you say, I can't wear any socks in the bag until I've worn every pair of socks in this drawer. How's that feel? Okay. I think it seems fun, because what this does is it gives you the opportunity every day to just say to yourself, this pair of socks, do I want to wear them? If I want to wear them, I'm going to wear them. But if I don't want to wear them, why not? And then you stop, you ask yourself that question, and you listen for your answer. You stop, collaborate, and listen. Listen to why you're not wearing those socks. Okay? Yeah, so Gen X is saying, I don't know why I can't get rid of the rest. Ask yourself why and listen for the answer. Have a moment of silence and just ask yourself the question, why don't I seem to be currently able to let go of these socks that I don't wear? Notice I'm pausing to give your spirit, your co-pilot, your soul, you, an opportunity to answer the question. Okay? So this is really funny. I will share. I actually thought Gen X with a purple heart had removed the purple heart from her name. I did not know we had 2 Gen Xers in the house. Technically, we have 3, because I am Gen X, but that's with a G, Generation X. You know? Now, Oceanana, I just saw your comment. You know who's not letting you feel proud of your accomplishments? Your backseat driver. I don't want to slap them side the face, so that sometimes I'm tempted. Hence the reason I have no children. What I want to offer, Oceanana, sit there and appreciate the work you did do in the sock drawer. You can do the same thing about the surface. Don't go rushing to put a dull on your shine. Okay? Do not put what is that thing? Do not put a bushel basket over your candle or something. No. You did some good stuff in one area. You can do the same thing in another area. Okay? There we go. Socks. Carla Janes are ready to go into the laundry. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Carla Jane is asking if we fold our undies. I don't. I just kind of throw them. I will share with you my sock drawer. I have a drawer, about, I don't know, 2.5 feet wide, like in a bureau. And I have these 3 dividers. One side is for underpants, the other side is for socks, and the one in between is kind of like those things, sock-esque things. Like I think of my Pilates socks, and I think of those slipper socks that you wear. Go in the middle. I don't bother to fold them. Nobody's going to come. There is no drawer police. If I can just go in and grab and know that I'm putting on a good pair of undies, boom, I'm done. Now, Farmer Girl is saying that she's saving her socks for the hard times. Okay. Yeah, I heard there was going to be a sock shortage, right? Now, I say this with humor because oftentimes we are afraid of not having something when we need it. That's why we hang on to something. Notice my hand even goes clenchersums. Notice that we are afraid of lack. I am afraid of a lack of socks, but notice the abundance of socks is providing an equally unpleasant feeling as a lack of socks. It's Goldilocks. Too many, too few, neither of those feel good. What we're going for is the right amount of socks for you. Okay? Now, this is cool. Speaking of that game we were playing about I have this game where I don't wear any of my socks until I wear all the ones in the drawer. That's a game. Kat Roby is saying, oh my God, I did that with pants in high school. I challenged myself to make an outfit from the next hanging pair. Notice, you made a game of it. You had fun. You challenged yourself to wear the things. When you do that, it also gives you the opportunity to discover why you weren't wearing them. Okay? Now, Rita is saying, I did a no repeat December for my clothes, so I couldn't, I wear what I want in my clothes, my closets. Do the same thing for your socks. Now, some people are saying, nah, I don't fold my panties. German Maid says, I do. Rita said, I never considered the socks. Yeah, Damn it, Donna says, I do most of the time, but I'm a little weird. Nobody is weird here. Do not be judgy about yourself. We are all awesome here. We are all awesome here. Just because you do something, that's fine. Nobody's judging you here, right? Okay. Alrighty. Yes, the bushel basket thing. Thank you. Yeah, Leslie is saying, yesterday I asked you about going next level. Your suggestion to be curious and looking at stuff worked. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know what I said helped. I love it. I love it. Therapy Gal Sue decided to join in on the sock episode of Destination Decluttered live on TikTok. Wasn't on the schedule, but went through my socks now. Less than 3 minutes and only ones I like remain. Yay. Yay. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Give yourself an opportunity to just slow down, slow the F down, and look at the things you own. And I am definitely not saying get rid of it all. No, I'm saying give yourself an opportunity to slow down, to see what you have, to see if you still like it or not, to see if it's working well for you. And if it is, yay, you keep those good socks. But if the answer is no, this gives you the opportunity to cull out what isn't working for you. Okay? This is how we do it here. And Carla says, yes, afraid of lack. Yeah, 2 ends of the spectrum, not enough, too much, just right. And all the spaces in between. I am going for that just right kind of feeling. And notice where I always put my hands when I talk about just right. Because just right to me is a feeling in your heart and your body. That feeling of I'm safe. I don't feel bloated and heavy and overwhelmed and drowning and, because too much. But I also don't feel hungry and clenchy because I don't have enough. Right here, where it counts, I feel like I have just the right amount for me. And the right amount for me may not be the right amount for you. That's okay. You also have your amount of items in your home that makes you feel better. Too little and you feel like you're getting lack. Too many and you might start to feel kind of oogie and full. And too much. Okay? Yeah. Now, Bobby Dugas offers, and I agree with this initially, we do what we were taught. I offer to you, is what you were taught giving you the result you want? If the answer is yes, have at it. But if not, you can change what you were doing. All right. Now, I will say this. Pam the dog lady saying weird was good. You can call yourself anything you want, but don't make yourself feel bad about it. Don't be like, I know it sounds weird, but no. It's an idea you have. Don't prejudge yourself. You are not weird. You are awesome. You are awesome. We all here are awesome. If we weren't all awesome, we wouldn't be hanging out together here. I'm just saying. Okay? Trust me. Damn it, Johnny. You guys, do you know how weird I am compared to other people? You know it because I show up all the time. I break into song. I show up on the internet without wearing makeup. I have so many things that other people could tell me weird. To me, their weird is my normal, and I love who I am. It's taking me. Yes, Gigi Gina has upgraded and says, I'm not saying I'm weird because it's kind of a judgy word. I'm unique. What's a word that makes you feel good about how you are? You're weird. I'm not weird. I'm unique. Yeah. So, all right, I will do this. Here, hold on. Oop. Okay. Mary says, started rolling them and placing them into columns. I assume you're talking about socks. It felt good to see something organized every day. Awesome. Now, Deborah Davis, I appreciate the fact that you were kindly and respectfully interrupting in a good way. Because she says, will it detract the current conversation if you discuss paperwork? No, because I bop around all over the place. This is how you know that I probably have ADHD running through my system. But it keeps it lively, doesn't it? And I do really try to maintain focus. So if you discover paperwork, I love discussing paperwork. I truly do, because I have learned methods. I have found a way to not feel so overwhelmed with paperwork. It took me until I was about 50 years old, but I have found a way to deal with it. And it feels so much better than the other 50 years of my life in these past 8 years doing something different, that I am happy to share my recipe of how to deal with paperwork. Okay? So, this is how we do it. Okay? Yep. Now, there we go. Spreading Sunshine says I'm whimsical. Now, that being said, hello, Painting of a Duck. Now, excuse me. One of the things I'm not so good on is when things go not out of sight, out of mind. But Deborah, paperwork is it's like the what do I want to say? It's like the name of a chapter in a book. Paperwork. Very generic. I would love to help you. Tell me specifically in the comments where you're struggling with paperwork. Get specific. Get at specific. GETTSPEC. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, get specific. What specifically, what under the umbrella of paperwork is really jamming you up? Okay? Write it in the comments and I can help you with it. All right. Okay. Hey, Painting of a Duck. Don't be mean to that box. Don't call it crummy. Don't be judgy. That crummy box of stuff. I'm going to spend the rest of this life working on a crummy box of stuff. Unless it's CRUMBY and it literally has cookie crumbs in it, don't call it crummy. Don't be judgy. Catch yourself using judgy words. This is a treasure box disguised as a crummy box. There may be treasures in that box, Painting of a Duck. Notice how different it is when you call it a box of treasures. Undiscovered treasures. I'm going on an adventure. Try that. All right. I love this. Deborah and Ignis both used mountains of old paperwork. Mountains of old bills and taxes and love letters and kids' drawings and all this. Okay? A mountain. Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. You know how you build that mountain? You built that mountain of paperwork, and I don't say this in a judgy way, is because you didn't really have a good idea of how to deal with it. So what I would offer to you, and Ignis has already started to say this, because you've started to categorize it. So a big mountain of paperwork is typically uncategorized. It is chaotic. It is messy. It is not organized. So for starters, I like to use the word chunk it down. It's a couple of words. That phrase, chunk it down. You can easily get overwhelmed by a mountain, but if you want to start climbing a mountain, you start with one step at a time. And sometimes when you go on a mountain hike, you say, I'm going to hike for an hour, a chunk of time. So I say this to Deborah, and I say this to Ignis. Start to disassemble the mountain. Knock it down and spread it out. But don't just spread it out, categorize it. Now, Ignis has already said, I've got a pile, I could do this. Here's old bills. Here's taxes. Here are love letters. Here are kids' drawings. Now, notice how each one of those things, yes, is made of paper, but boy, howdy, do they have different energies behind them. Love letters have a different thought and feeling and story than old bills. Taxes tell a different story than kids' drawings. So notice those things, okay? Now, one of the things I would also further chunk down, if those are the categories, because Ignis offered them and everybody probably has them, something similar. Old bills and taxes are a totally different layer of clutter than kids' drawings and love letters. Kids' drawings, love letters get your heart involved. Okay? That's sentimental stuff, sentimental clutter. So you can take the kids' drawings from 20 years ago and the love letters, put those in a box, label it sentimental. We will get to those later. Usually the paperwork that many people have a hard time starting with is going to be the more businessy paperwork, bills and taxes. I want to help you with those first because we don't start with the difficult things first. And the difficult clutter is typically the stuff that tells stories that involve your heart. But let's start with taxes and bills. Okay? Now, there we go. Okay, Deborah, notice I'm worried about the treasures buried and I don't know how to let go. Who knows if you're even going to find a treasure? Don't get worried. Worry will stop you. Notice how worry is stopping you. This is why it's piling up. Don't worry, just start. Okay, just start doing what I just said. Now here's a funny thing. Again, going back to the sock theory, the sock thing. Farm Girl says, you're not going to believe this. Try me. I still have a pair of socks from the 8th grade from the 70s. How cool is that? How cool is that? You know, I think that's fun. Okay, so I'm missing something here. What to throw all the bank and credit card statements to, the date saved, and I don't see that. I need it. Kit Kat. I'm sorry, that felt disjointed. I can't, help me out here. Mama Pepper, you're not going to believe this. Mama Pepper's telling me my hair looks good. I literally am within the next 40 minutes driving to the haircut place. I'm only going to have them take off just a tiny bit, though. Okay. Here's fun. I was just cleaning up a pile of stuff, treasure chest, and found $8 in quarters. There we go. All right. Confirmation, thank you. All right. Trey found her husband's Social Security card in a box last night. That's a treasure. Oh, this is cool. This is thank you, Rhinestone Cowgirl. Like a rhinestone cowgirl. Boop, boop. I just had to come back and praise your work. I decluttered everything then, and it was like a cliffhanger, ... Then treated myself to a house deep clean, and it's life-changing. Yeah. Notice how good it can feel. Notice how you really probably got your bang for your buck with the deep cleaners because they had a lot of surfaces. You had a lot of space that they could clean. And now that it is decluttered and looking good and feeling good, how much you're more likely to keep that going? Rock on. Rock on. Okay? Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Joy Ginger. This is true. I chunk it down. Now I have to chunk the stuff I kept. Yes. Chunk it and chunk it and chunk it until you're down to the easiest possible step. The easiest possible step. Yes, one step at a time is how you climb a mountain too. I like to take the gondola. What can I say? You know? And I love this. Notice this positive ripple effect. Rhinestone Cowgirl is saying, even my children are feeling inspired and putting items in laundry right away. Do it, people. Yes. Even the people that will not articulate, gee, hon, this looks great, will feel better in a less cluttered home. Will be able to find their things more easily in a less cluttered home. And ideally will be encouraged, either internally, and if not, you encourage them to pick up their stuff to keep it that way. Okay? All right? Yeah, and their mess stands out more in a clearer environment, so you know who to point at. That's your stuff. Go put your stuff away. Okay? Good stuff. Chunk it down, chunk it down, chunk it down, chunk it down. Chunk things down so small that you feel almost foolish that you can't start. One piece of paper, one decision, one category of paperwork. Whatever chunk you need to go down. It's like eating something. You do things. Think about how we do things in such small chunks. We drink with a sip. We eat with a spoonful or a chunk. We cut down the pineapple and eat a chunk of it. We walk step by step, just like the Backstreet Boys. We drive a mile at a time. We lose weight an ounce at a time. We make money $1 at a time. We lose money at $1 at a time. We make money a penny at a time. All these little bits. The pyramids of Egypt were made a brick at a time. Route 66 was made of bricks at a certain area. Brick at a time. Chunking it down. Okay? Chunking it down. Now, I'm going to back up. Backing up. Oh, we get 5 minutes. Carla, I just looked at my clock up there. and this is where I'm going to be mindful of the clock, so I make sure that I sign off at 1 o'clock, like I promised people. Because I will never forget the time I signed up for some online webinar. I was already kind of iffy about it. They didn't tell you how long it was, and oh my God, you guys, it was for like an hour and a half. I felt so mad that they didn't tell me how long it was going to be, and it was a wicked long time. So I like to be very clear with my boundaries of time. I showed up at noontime. I will sign off at 1 o'clock. I will also show up later today at a time, and I will stop. And in another time today and a top. And notice how I'm looking down at my calendar. I'm not looking up here. I have no idea what's going on today from up here. But man, is that good that I write it down. Okay. Haley Cakes got 56 pairs of socks done. Hubby's, mine, and 3-year-old sons. Look at you. Look at you. Look at this one. Look at that one. Yeah, Rhinestone Cowgirl says, I had no idea how much it's affecting my children. And, yeah. And then Carla Jane, we were talking about this today. You are teaching your kids life skills. This is so important. Yeah. So the thing is, you know, the Rhinestone Cowgirl, I will share you, because then you're going out to work on your car, but then you gave like the crying emoji. Your car is so much smaller than your house. It's going to be so much easier to clean out, you know? So here's a funny thing. Here's a funny thing. Painting of a duck. You guys heard me say it moments ago. This crummy box, whatever. It's not even minutes later. And Painting of a Duck says, I got through the dreaded box. The dreaded box. I was dreading that box. Out of that dreaded box, there's only one thing I kept. Everything else was trash, recycle, or donate. Look at you. Now you're on the other side of something you dreaded. And you did it. How good is that? Huh? How good does that feel? Okay. There we go. Laura Gibbon Voorhees. I am so glad you are taking care of your human self, your mental health, your physical health. Laura is saying, I am on lunch from substitute teaching. So thanks for checking in. It's nice to see you. I know I'll be tired when I get home, so I'm going to declutter tomorrow. Yes, decluttering is so much more difficult when you are tired. But I offer to you, with everybody, make a plan to not be so tired. Okay? I'm serious about this. I love it. Oceanana said some paperwork gone through while listening to your live. This is cool. Here we go. Everybody's cheering each other on, feeling much better, going good stuff. We got such a good amount of people here. It will not go away if TikTok goes away. We'll just set up shop somewhere else. All right, Ivy Choice, 2 things. One is you can get a ADHD partner. You can also use a timer. I use the one on my phone. And also, how about this? I have 2 other TikTok lives showing up today. Somebody asked when the schedule is. I'm not going to tell you. No. Because if you want to know bad enough, I want you to sign up for the mailing list. That's when you get access to the schedule. Okay? I want you to take an action, not to just me do it for you. I want you to say, this is important to me enough that I'm going to go and find out how to sign up for her mailing list. And then you get a plethora of free gifts just for signing up. Okay? So start to think, everybody. Those of you on the mailing list know when I'm showing up today, the next 2 times. Start to think about, can I show up? If you can show up, that's great. If not, no big deal. You know I'll be here for you. I'll be there for you. But if you're going to show up on the next 2 TikTok lives, ask yourself, what's something I can declutter while I'm also enjoying this TikTok live? All right? I love it. Haley Cakes knows the schedule. Starchild just got the timer. And we are all wonderful ADHD buddy partners, body doubles on a TikTok live. Notice what happened. People are going through boxes. They're matching up socks. They're getting rid of stuff. They're going through paperwork. All good stuff happens here. Okay? All good stuff happens here. Okay? How do we sign up for the mailing list? Wicked easy. My website is destinationdecluttered.com. You can go to that, or when I sign off in just a hot minute, you can go to my the homepage of my TikTok page, and there's a link right there that goes to a links page, and it says sign up for the mailing list. or you go to destinationdecluttered.com. You scroll down to the bottom of the page, the front page of my homepage. There's a form. You put in your email address. You promise you're not a robot. You hit submit. You get on the mailing list. You'll know it worked when you will get a thank you page, and also you should be receiving an automatic email that gives you the link to the secret page. The secret page has so many good free things on them. The number one you'll probably be looking for immediately is the TikTok live schedule. Okay? That is how you do it. Okay? Yeah, Maggie is 55 with ADHD, not diagnosed till 54. Come in. There we go. Come in. The water's fine. There's plenty of us here. Okay? And thank you, German Maid, for helping things out, chunking things down 15 minutes at a time. Yes, it's wicked easy. That's how things are with me. Wicked easy. Okay? It's 101. Look at me. I went over by a minute. But I wanted to make sure everybody was pretty much taken care of. I'm going to sign off now. I will sign on later today. I will be here to help you. Okay? Let's have fun and let's get some stuff done. All right?